welcome to Yoga with Roberta again here on the Tabletop YouTube channel. I hope you're well, having a nice day so far. Today we're going to focus on opening up the shoulders and releasing tension on the IT band and hip flexors with this flow. Peak pose is going to be our cow face. Okay, so we're going to get started coming onto the floor. Cross your legs. Find yourself a comfortable position. And then have your hands on the knees. Take a deep breath in. And slowly breathing out. As you exhale, try to make any movement that will improve your posture. Anything that feels nice, like straightening the back or relaxing the shoulders. Anything really, just listen to your body at this stage. Then we're going to slowly start turning the neck left to right. Turning to the side, drawing a rainbow with our head. And then coming up to center. So we're going to take a little twist. The left hand behind your back, right hand on the left knee, gazing back. Come back to center. We're going to switch to the opposite side. Right arm behind, right hand on the left knee, gazing back. And then we're going to release torso rotation, mobilizing the spine. And then from here, we're going to straighten our legs and reach forward. Don't worry if you can't reach your feet, just relax into this stretch. Just a matter of mobilizing the spine, okay? I'm going to turn around to this side so you can see what I'm doing a bit better. We're going to take our next pose, which is half Lord of the Fish. So we're going to place the right foot across the left, okay? And you can either stay there and twist, or if you want to go a bit deeper, you can fold that bottom leg in and then sort of twist into the side so you can go a little bit deeper. We're going to place the right hand behind and the left elbow hooking over the right knee, gazing back. And releasing. We're going to come back to center. We're going to do exactly the same on the opposite side. So we're going to place the left foot across to the right. And again, you can stay there and twist. Just remember on the twist, you want your tummy to be squashed. So you're twisting towards that bent knee. Or you can go a bit deeper, folding that bottom leg. Either way, twist towards the knee that is at the top. Left hand behind, right hand onto the left knee, gazing back. And releasing, coming back to center. We're going to cross the leg. We're going to make our way into a tabletop. And from tabletop, we're going to take a shoulder stretch. Place your forearms down on the floor. Bring your forehead down on the floor. Push your arms as far away as they will go. And just relax into this nice stretch. If you want to go a bit deeper, place your hands together in prayer behind your head. And then releasing, coming back into your tabletop. And we're going to thread the needle next. So we're going to start by lifting the left arm up, gazing up. The movement is coming from your torso, not the shoulder. So if you can't lift your arms very far, just remember, don't force your shoulder, turn from the hips. And then placing the left arm under the right, coming to the floor with the left side of your head and your left shoulder. And releasing, we're going to come back into tabletop. We're going to do the same on the opposite side. So right arm up, gazing up. And then threading under the left. Bringing the right side of the body to the floor this time. And then coming back to center. Okay, we're going to sit back on our heels for a moment, just taking a nice child pose. This is a restful pose, so feel free to come back to this at any point throughout the sequence. And then coming back into your tabletop, we're going to take a breathing exercise with our cat and cow. So remember, inhale up into your cow, exhale down, release the neck, come to your cat. Inhale up, back into your cow. And exhale down. We're going to curl the toes, lift the knees, make our way into our down dog, paddling the feet up and down. Walk your feet towards your hands, come to full forward fold. Clasp your hands behind the leg and just enjoy the stretch a little bit deeper. Then in your own way, coming back into standing, okay? We need a bit warm up on the shoulders, so we're going to start by rolling the arms away one at a time. And then we're going to change direction, so the standing arms are moving forward, again, one at a time. And releasing, okay, shoulder up and down. And releasing, coming to the front of the mat, we're going to lift the arms up. We're going to come into a forward fold. We're going to take a step back with the right leg, bring the right knee down onto the floor, and then lifting the arms up. We are going to bring the hands back down, move the feet slightly to the left, and come down into our forearms for our lizard pose. If you can't quite get to the forearm, that's fine. You can still try and bend the elbow and go as low as you can. Or if you've got a block at home, you can place a block underneath so your forearms is resting on the block and there's less of a distance to the floor. And then from here, we are going to turn that foot to the side. So we've got nice 90-degree angles with the legs. Placing the elbow onto the knee, opposite arm up. Straightening that front knee, making our way into a triangle. And then coming back up into standing. We're going to turn that foot slightly in. So we've got a 45-degree angle this time. That front knee is still straight. And we're going to place our hands together in prayer behind our back. Now, it's basically having your hands like this, but instead of being in front of your chest, they are behind. If you can't quite reach because your shoulders feel really tight, you can just hold on to your opposite hand, wrist, or any point along the arm. So this is the movement that you'll be having behind your back, okay? So find what feels right for you today. Your hips should be square to the front. If you find that they're more square to the side, you can move that foot. Your heels don't need to be in line with each other. That's going to give you a bit better base of support. And then we're going to fold forward towards that straight leg. And gently coming back up into standing. From where we are, we're going to bend that front knee. Warrior one with the hands together in prayer behind your back. And then releasing the arms up for the full warrior one. And releasing, hands to the floor. We're going to take a step back with your left leg. We're going to come down all the way to the floor, pushing back up into your cobra. And then rolling back into your tabletop, curling the toes, lifting the knees. We're going to come into our down dog. We've got the other side to do. So we're going to take a step forward with the right leg. I'm going to turn around completely so you can still see me what I'm doing, but you stay where you are. So right foot forward, left foot back. Bring the left knee down on the floor while lifting the arms up for our low lunge. Then we're going to bring the hands back to the floor, move that feet slightly to the side, and again make our way into lizard on this side. And then coming back from here, tying that feet to the side, making our way straight into the side angle, bringing that elbow onto the knee, opposite arm up. And then from here, straightening that front knee, making our way into triangle. That arm can be anywhere along the leg. It doesn't need to be on the floor. It can be as high as this. The important thing is that you keep your chest open and you're gazing up. And then we're going to come up into standing. From here, we're going to turn that foot slightly in, so we've got our 45-degree angle. Remember, we had our hands together in prayer, or any variation of it behind our back. You can move that left foot slightly to the side so you get a better base of support. And then when you're ready and you feel stable, folding forward, just remember that your front legs to be straight. Whoosh. And then we're going to come back up into standing, and we're going to go into our warrior one, fast by bending that front knee, keeping the hands together in prayer behind our back. And then we're going to release, we're going to go into the full pose, lifting those arms up, keeping that front knee bent. And then gently just coming up into standing. Now turn both feet so they're pointing to the long side of the mat. Hands on the waist and coming into a full forward fold. Placing the right hand to the floor, left arm up for a nice gentle little twist. You're gazing up. And then we're going to switch to the opposite side. And coming back down, working on our hips opening, we're going to bend the knee, coming into a side lunge. Hands together in prayer in front of your chest, if possible. And then coming back up and switching onto the opposite side. One side might feel more stable than the other, that's completely normal. And then we're going to release. We're going to come back up, keep the hands to the floor, coming into a full forward fold. Walk your hands forward as if we're going into a down dog. If you can bring your forearms to the floor, do so. If not, don't worry. That's just a wide leg, high dolphin if you've got your forearms down, or down dog. Lifting the elbows off, coming back, bringing the feet closer together, turning the feet to the side. We're going to make our way into our garland pose. So it's like a yogi squat. Sometimes you might be up here, sometimes you might be able to go a bit lower. Your heels might be off the floor, that's completely normal too. Just need to learn how to distribute your body weight so that you can lean backward rather than forward without losing your balance, and just get those heels on the floor. Practice makes it better. Now we're going to try and take a little binding, just to warm up the shoulders a little bit more. We're going to place the left hand down on the floor, the right arm up, and we're gazing up. You can stay there, or if you feel comfortable with it, take the binding, placing that right arm onto your lower back, and then internally rotating the left arm to reach for the arm behind your back. You don't have to, you can just stay where you are. We're going to bring our hands together in prayer, again in front of our chest, and then moving on to the opposite side. Right hand down, lifting the left arm up, gazing up. And then if it feels okay to do so, placing your left arm onto your lower back and clasping for that hand, using the knee as a hooking point. And we're going to release, bring the hands together in prayer in front of your chest. And coming back up into standing. Okay, still more work needs to be done on those hips and shoulders to make sure that they're warming up for our pig pose, and to make sure that we are releasing that tension on those legs. So moving next is a balance pose, is our eagle pose. We're going to start by wrapping the right leg around the left. And now you might just be able to go as far as this, or you might be able to go a bit deeper. or a bit deeper, okay? See what you can manage. Just concentrate on a spot on the floor. Bring all your attention to that spot. And then take it from there. We're going to bring the right elbow and the left elbow on top. And we're going to fold completely for the full eagle pose. Keep the legs where they are. Release the arms as we make our way to flying eagle. And then gently coming back up into standing. Release the leg, give your legs a little shake. Switching to the opposite side. Left leg, wrap around the right. Oops. Left elbow under this time. Right elbow on top. And again, coming into a full forward fold. One side always feels more stable than the other. One side is always more open than the other. Releasing your arms, flying eagle. And then slowly coming back up into standing. Give your legs a little shake. Shoulder rolls. Take the pressure off. Switching to the opposite side for those shoulder rolls. And that feels better. Okay, so the peak pose today, like I said, is cow face. Cow face has got two parts. It's got the hips twisting, which is very similar to the eagle, but you're sitting on the floor, and it's got their arms. The arms is basically interlacing your fingers behind your back. So we're going to warm up the shoulder a little bit more to make sure that we are ready for that stretch, okay? The way we're going to do it, I'm going to turn around so you can actually see what's happening behind my back. Straightening the right arm, okay? So the right arm is straight, the palm is facing away from you. You're going to bend that elbow and you want to place these hands in between your shoulder blades, okay? If that hand doesn't go there naturally, you can use your other arm for support. The left arm is straight, the left palm is facing forward, and you're coming from the top. Now, the bigger this movement, the more chances of reaching for that hand, okay? If you can't reach, don't worry too much, it's perfectly fine, but just try and get those hands completely flat against your back, regardless of whether they're touching, fingertip touching or not, okay? And just try and enjoy this nice and painful stretch. If it is too much, do feel free to step out. And maybe just grab hold of this elbow with the opposite arm instead, just as a warm-up, that's fine too. We're going to do the same on the opposite side. So this time we've got the left arm straight, palm facing away. You want to bend that elbow again. You can ask for support for the other hand if you need to, if it doesn't go there on its own. Right arm straight, palm facing forward, coming from the top, and again, reaching that hand clasp, or if not, just flashing against the back as close as possible and try and enjoy that nice stretch. How painful that might be. And now we're going to release. Give your arms a little shake, up and down with the shoulders. Excellent. Okay, little flow again, and we're going to have the cow face arms into it, arms up, coming down to the floor. We're going to take a step back with the right leg, right knee down the floor. We are in low lunge. We're going to interlace our fingers behind our back from this position. So the right knee is back, the left leg is forward. The right arm is straight, palm facing away, and is going from the bottom. The left arm, on the other hand, palm facing forward, coming from the top, reaching for that hand. As your shoulders start to warm up a little bit more, it becomes easier to reach for your fingers. The whole position becomes a little bit easier, a little bit more pleasant. And then from here, if you can, lifting that knee off the floor, coming into a high lunge. And releasing back down, releasing those arms, hands to the floor, taking a step back with the left leg coming into plank. Pressing all the way to the floor, pushing back up as we come into our cobra. Tabletop, curl the toes, roll yourself up into down dog. Reconnect with the floor, paddling the feet up and down. Taking a step forward with the right leg this time, left knee down. And As the left leg is back, the left arm is going to go under, okay? So left arm straight, palm facing away, bend that elbow, place it between your shoulder blades, right arm palm facing forward, and it's coming from the top. Going for that hand clasp again if possible, or just try and relax as much as possible into this deep shoulder stretch. And then lifting off into a high lunge. And we're going to release, hands to the floor, taking a step back, knees down onto the floor, sitting back on your heels. Child pose, let's catch our breath. And place our hands onto our lower back, one on top of the other. Whichever hand you've got at the top, turn your head towards that side. So if your top hand is the right, turn your neck to the right. You're going to bring that neck back to center, and we're going to swap the hands. So if your right hand was on the top, it's now going at the bottom. And then gently take that neck to the left, so the opposite side. Coming back to center. Hands to the side, and then coming back up. Walk your hands forward, make your way back into your tabletop. Heading the toes, lifting the knees back into your down dog. We're going to take a step forward with the left leg, raining down on the floor. We're going to make our way into a low lunge again, but we're going to take a hamstring stretch from here. So what we want to do is straighten that front leg, okay, as straight as possible, keeping the hips in line with the knee, nice little straight line. And if you can, walk your hands forward in fold as well. If that is too much, stay up, it's perfectly fine. And I'm walking your feet back, tabletop, carrying the toes, lifting the knees. Take a step forward, opposite leg, so the right foot is on the front this time. And from there, we're going to straighten that leg, coming into an hamstring stretch on this side. And again, you can stay there, or you can fold, depending on how you're feeling. And then walking that foot back, make your way, tabletop, curl the toes, lift the knees back into your down dog. Fantastic. Paddling the feet up and down. Okay, we're going to get prepared for our cow face next. So what we're going to do is take a step forward with the left leg. Okay, bring the left leg so forward as you can to the left corner of the mat, and then bring your hands to the right. We're going to make our way back into lizard like we did earlier in the sequence, just to get the hips back into the right place. Come as low as you can, just relax and enjoy the stretch. Coming back into your hands. That foot is going to move across to the right as we make our way into pigeon. So sitting down, pushing that foot back. Walk your hands forward, come into a full forward fold for a pigeon. And pigeon is a very, very good place to be getting into cow face from. So from here, walk your hands back, coming back into a seated pigeon. Bring your hands to the right hand side and just play a little bit with your hips, leaning forward, leaning backward. Release any tension. You might feel a bit of tightness on the sort of outer side of your leg if you've got a pretty tight IT bend. This is a very good way of releasing it. And then from here, we are going to bring that leg up the top. So I'm going to turn around so you can see. Basically, what you're trying to do is stack those knees one on top of the other. So make any adjustment that you need to get to that. Now, if the feet are further away from the body, it's a little bit easier. The closer they are to the body, the harder you get. Ideally, you want those knees one on top of each other, but it does take a lot of opening of the hips. So don't worry too much, wherever you are in this sequence. Just try and relax into it. First, we're going to take a little twist. So we're going to place, because the right leg is at the top, we're going to place the right arm behind, and we're going to twist, looking backward. Left hand onto the right knee. And then we're going to come back. And from here, we're going to have the arms in for the full cow face pose. So we're going to place the, I always get confused to which arms and legs at the top, but I think it's the left one. Yeah, because it needs to mirror, you see? So the elbow needs to mirror that. So the left arm, she says out loud, the left arm is straight, the palm is facing away from you, and then you're going to bend that elbow and you're going to place it onto your back. The right arm is mirroring the right leg, which is at the top, palm facing forward, coming from the top, and reaching for that hand if possible. If not, just stay where you are into your maximum stretch. Just make sure the both hands are pressing against your back, whichever point along the back they're in. Breathing in deeply, breathing out slowly. And then we're going to release, give your arms a little shake, shoulder rolls. Okay, the next bit is the fancy part. So what we're going to do, we're going to follow the right leg. So the right leg goes all the way to the left. We're going to place our hands onto the left-hand side. Watch me first and then follow straight away without thinking. The more attention you put into this, the less of a chance to succeed, okay? So hands on the left, your feet are never leaving the floor. You're just rotating yourself so that when you finish, you've got your legs stacked up in the opposite way. So now is my left leg that is at the top and my right leg that is at the bottom, okay? Hope you got that one. But just make sure you are in this position, so opposite leg at the top, okay? So from here, we're gonna replicate the twist, starting with the left hand behind, right hand on the left knee, and you're gazing back as much as a twist as you can give to again release that little bit more tension on the other side of your leg. And then coming back to center. We're going to place the right arm straight, palm facing away. You want to place that in between your shoulder blades. Left arm coming from the top, reaching for that hand for the full cow face pose. And we're going to release. Now we need to do our pigeon on the other side. So what we're going to do, stay where you are, because obviously you'll be facing the right way. But what you're doing is basically bringing that top leg back, okay? And then you make your way into pigeon on the opposite side. Coming all the way down into a full forward fold. And walking your hands back and again leaning forward and backward. Try to reach the floor with that glutes. Releasing that tension a bit more on that leg. Your hands are on the left side of the mat and you're just playing forward and backward with your weight. And then from here, hands to the floor, coming back into our down dog. Cuddling the feet up and down. We're going to make our way into seated. You can either jump forward into seated or just walk forward, make your way, whichever way suits you right now. And what we're going to do is place the feet to the floor, nice little window wiping, moving the legs left to right. And then back to center, we're going to lie on our back, bring the knees to our chest and gently rock from side to side. Placing the feet back to the floor, window wiping again, left to right, this time lying down, so slightly different focus. Coming back to center, place your right foot onto the left knee, hug the back of your left leg or the front of your left leg. Going deep into the stretch. We're going to release, we're going to switch to the opposite side, so left foot onto the right knee, hugging that right leg. And then releasing back down, place your legs up, feet together, drawing circle with the knee, moving the legs away from each other, and then changing direction. And then we're going to release, roll ourselves back up into seated. Cross the legs, stretch the neck to one side gently. And then stretch the neck to the opposite side. Release, namaste. Thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoy your class. I'll see you again soon. Bye, thank you.